Good evening, beloved to Christ. Christ is risen. A few meditations ago, I talked about Psalm 140, that beautiful psalm that we pray every Vesper service. Let my prayer arise in thy sight as incense, and let the lifting up of my hands be an evening sacrifice. Now, when I talked about it before, I paid attention to the discussion of incense. And I want to talk tonight about the role of the lifting up of hands, because I got a very good question recently about some of the different things that priests do with their hands when they pray. And I think there's a method to the madness. In particular, the questioner noticed that during one prayer, which happens to be O Heavenly King, the prayer which we begin all prayers of the hours, but also it's one of the opening prayers of the Divine Liturgy. The priest prays with both hands outspread, just like this, at the same time. And I'm without tripod today, so I'm having to kind of mimic this. And then while the priest prays with both hands outspread, the deacon simply lifts up one hand. Now, why does the priest hold out two hands in this posture? See? Hands outspread, while the deacon merely holds up one. Well, two hands outspread is a priestly posture known as the Orons Posture. And the deacon, anytime he intones a petition, he lifts his stole out right in front of his face like this, with the stole wrapped around his hand. And the theory being, and I don't know if this could be proven or not, was that back in the day, prayers or petitions would have been embroidered or neatly printed upon the stole, and the deacon would work through those prayers through his fingers as he prayed them. And then, of course, since we only ordain priests from people who have been deacons, the idea is once you know those prayers, the prayers can be put around your neck, and as is the case in our tradition, even joined together, because you don't have to look down to know them. If you're a priest, you should know those prayers. At least, that's the theory. Now, what's the deal with the raising up of hands during prayers? Well, think of it this way. If we want control, what do we do with our hands? We put them front and center. We put them on things. If you want to be in control of a vehicle, you keep your hand on the wheel. What's that famous country song, Jesus Take the Wheel? You let go of your hands when you let Jesus take the wheel. Likewise, imagine if someone wants to try to defend himself. He's not going to keep his hands at the side, and he's certainly not going to lift his hands straight up as if like, hey, don't shoot, right? Keep my hands up. No, if someone wants to defend himself, he puts his hands right out in front of him, ready to go. And so what is meant then when we priests put our hands up? I think we're lifting our hands up, acknowledging to God that we want Him to take control of this moment. And instead of closing ourselves off and trying to protect ourselves, to keep distance between ourselves and God, in lifting up our hands and lifting our hands out, we open ourselves to the God who will come near to us. And we stay open to the possibility and to the reality of Him greeting us however He sees fit. We give up control and we ask God to take over. What do you think? Christ is risen.